Michelle, good night, madam. Good night, Michelle Daniels. How are you?
Good night, Marcia. Good night, Barbados.
It's good, good, good to have you. And Michelle, where in Barbados are you from? Tell us again.
I'm from St. Joseph.
You're from St. Joseph. You're from St. Joseph. You used to go on the little hill that they had there and look out before they
Absolutely.
cut it down for the developer, right? They cut
Absolutely.
down that hill. You can't, when you come home, you can't go on that hill because he fenced it around. The half a hill, he fenced it around.
I see these videos that Mr. Lewis has for us, and I appreciate what Mr. Lewis is doing right now for Barbados.
Yes, yes. Well, we also have Gina. Gina is on. I don't know if I'm allowed to say her full name, but Gina, welcome to the Marcia Week Show.
Thank you so much for having me, Marcia. I really appreciate you having me tonight.
Oh, we're happy to have you. We're happy to have you, and you're most welcome. Now, Gina, can you at least tell us where in the U.S. you're from? You're living right
Sure. I actually live in New York, so I'll just give you a little bit about myself. So I left Barbados at a really young age. So I've lived in New York for over 35 years. Um, the reason why this is really sad and disheartening to me because I have a child and I would like to share the little bit of time that I grew up in Barbados with my son so he can experience some of the things that I did and some of the places that I visited,
Mhm.
just like Folkestone Park and going to Barclays Park and going to Martins Bay, going to the beach. And it's really sad to see that our country is being sold out to the highest bidder. And it feels like our heritage is being slipped away just because of money. And it's really hard when I go back and then you can't do the specific things that you would like to do. And in the Barbados that I knew as a child, it's not the same when I visit.
now?
I was just there recently and it's really not the same. It's very, very disheartening.
Wow, wow. You're speaking, and you're calm about it, but I could actually hear the pain in your voice. Gina, where in Barbados are you originally from?
Okay, so I'm from St. Michael, so like over by the Belmont Funeral Home, Carrollton Village.
Mm-hmm. So you're from St. Michael's. Do you
Mhm.
realize that in St. Michael that all of that Bay area, Bayland area, Bay Street, all of that,
Oh,
you're gonna have high-rise hotels all along there. Are you aware of that?
I am aware of it. I actually saw it a couple of weeks ago. When I was a child, we I used to go to Browns Beach all the time, and it used to be a fish market behind there. So when you go on that beach, it's so many tourists and so many chairs with umbrellas. It's so ridiculous that I find that you don't even see a lot of locals on those beaches anymore. So when you go on the beach, it's tons of chairs, people paying money to rent these chairs, and you
correct.
don't see locals at the beach. So it's very,
Yes.
very sad. I guess the majority of the people they're either coming from the cruise ships or where they might be staying at the Hilton or the Radisson or whatever wherever they're staying. It is not the same from when I was a child growing up.
Yes.
Browns
Mm-hmm.
Beach.
Browns Beach. And now, I know. Let me go to Michelle. Thank you so much, Gina. But just stay right there, Michelle. I don't know if you heard that it is being reported. It's being alleged that some of the residents of the Bayland area they're being approached. It appears as though government is reaching out to them because right along there on Bay Street, they're planning to sell the government headquarters, and so it appears that the plan is to move the people there in Bayland. Michelle, what are your thoughts about that?
After listening all week, I feel anxiety. I feel that we are being pushed inland. The shores will no longer be ours, and but there's no explanation. There's no one. There's no accountability. No one is saying how this is getting done, and this is making you feel the anxiousness. I can imagine how people who live in Barbados are feeling. If you're saying that people are approaching you, telling you that um things are going on in their community, it's very disheartening at this time. And I don't know how we're going to get past this. And when I say past this, meaning um I don't understand how this is happening, how this is becoming just for sale. How Barbados, like someone said the other night, just a garage sale. How is this happening at this point? Why is it happening? I understand that, you know, Barbados has as amount of debt, but we have to look inward to solve those problems. We don't need to go out to foreign investors, people that don't even acknowledge our culture, to find help. We need to look inward to solve this problem.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, someone, Gina and Michelle, they're saying that that according to this person saying Beckles Hill people are being asked to move. Hotel and Conference Center is coming up from Bay Street up to the sooner for where the former geriatric hospital used to be. So here it is that Michelle, our elderly people, you know, they could have felt the little sea breeze there. But they have moved the geriatric hospital and put it inland. And the reason is that they were saying they're giving us all kind of people trying to figure, why are you doing that? Now we understand what it is. It is that they want to make room for the developers. Do you realize that is really why the geriatric hospital was built inland?
Well, I don't see where the social things are being addressed in Barbados. We still, you know, discussing water. We're discussing water. We're discussing roads. How is it that developers get to come in and find a property or make some negotiation, and swiftly things happen when there are people in Barbados who can't even get their parents or their grandparents property transferred to themselves, taking them years to get these things done.
Yes, I'm wondering if Michelle, you're so right, because you grew up. I'm not Michelle. Gina, in St. Michael. When you come back, it's going to be different. I saw something in the newspaper by one of the developers, and what they said, Gina and Michelle, is that Bridgetown will look like Dubai on steroids.
No.
Anybody else remember seeing that? They said it's going to look like Dubai on steroids, Gina. I mean, what do you try to picture it? I don't know if Dave has some of those models that they've shown, because we want to remind people of what it's going to look like. It's going to be, you're talking about concrete. Okay. But Michelle, Gina, what when you think about that imagery, Dubai on steroids, what goes through your mind, Gina?
I think because I think of like Dubai, how they have those man-made islands shaped in the shape of palm trees, right? So if they're doing that to Barbados, especially in the town area and especially Bay Street, I think that's very stupid, because you have to think about tsunamis and you're just wrecking the whole environmental aspect of Barbados. And water is such a funny thing. Water always finds a way to come back and destroy stuff. So I'm hoping whenever they build this stuff, the water destroys it. But it is very sad, and it is no way that they should be allowing this to happen, no matter for money. And I don't understand what this government does, or what the mindset is behind the plans that they have for people in Barbados to just be selling stuff out. And for example, if they're building all these hotels, the occupancy rate in Barbados is not really over 80%. Half of these hotels are not even crowded. So I don't understand why they need to build more hotels. And Barbados is a very expensive place. A lot of people don't come to Barbados. The people that come to Barbados are probably either people that are from there or families of people that are from Barbados. Only people they really get in are people probably from London or someplace in Europe. Americans don't really come to Barbados. It's too expensive. So I don't understand the mindset of creating a concrete jungle of some place that has natural and serene beauty, just destroying it.
Gina, what would you're not here in Barbados, and you've left over 30 something years, but you could still feel that passion, that love that you have for this country. What do you say to Barbadians that are living here? What's next? What should Barbadians do? I see Kamar, who's in the diaspora, keeps saying, what do we do? What do you say to Barbadians, Gina?
I think if I were living there, Marcia, I think every single march that you have, I'll actually be there. I think people need to come out and stop saying that they're going to come, just be on the show, hide in the background. Why are you scared of me and Motley for? You're the same human being as you are. There's no reason to be scared of any of these people. Just come out and protest and fight and have some kind of activism or activist spirit in your body, so you can fight and defend whatever is yours. I always bring it back to the Black civil rights movement. If they didn't do what they did, I'm not even talking about the Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King, just other people in general, I probably wouldn't be in America today. We have to fight. We just cannot sit here and be docile. We have to fight. I really hope that Bajans will come out and support you on all the marches that you have. Because
Yes,
if I were there, I would be at every single one.
yes,
Yes,
wow,
Marcia.
that's so, that's so wonderful to hear her say that, Michelle, because we do have a march that is planned on the 22nd of March, and it's a love march. It's a march to display our love and our affection, and to just affirm our love for our country. It's not, we're not, listen, we're not into burning down the country. Nothing. We love Barbados. And we want to keep it that way, Michelle. Michelle, I'm asking you the same thing. What do you say to Barbadians who are listening to you right now?
What I would say, what I'm saying to Barbados is, we are, people who listen to this show, they are actively involved in democracy, active listeners, and we have to motivate and educate the inactive. And when I say inactive listeners, everyone cannot be here like reading the newspaper, doing research, so those who are inactive, those are the ones that they're working hard. They are feeding their families. They have dinner, to make at nighttime. We have to speak to those people. We have to say, do you know that this is happening? Do you understand what is going on in Barbados? We have to engage the inactive members of Barbados, citizens of Barbados. We have to galvanize them. I understand that, at night, during, everyone has to work. I understand that. I'm fortunate that I can do this. I don't have those, those challenges anymore. My children are adults, and part of what I do is I make sure that everyone is listening. Like, did you know? How can you understand this? Explain this to me. So I spend a lot of time doing that, and I think that everyone here who is listening, please, you have to engage the inactive listeners. We have to lift up everyone. Everyone is not going to be, it's never been where everyone is part of the movement. It's never going to be like that. So we have to help lift up those and come out, show up, and show out.
Yes. Just before you guys go, Gina, you are there, and I'm sure, I hope that you are connected to some of the Bajans there in New York, and probably in Florida, probably some in Boston. What can you do there to educate? Because a lot of people who live outside of Barbados, they really think that everything is wonderful inside here. What can you do, Michelle, from overseas to help us here in Barbados
Well,
with
like I
this issue?
said, I am I'm active in democracy. I'm active in democracy here in the US. I'm active in Barbados. I contribute whatever you need me to do. You need me to write, you need me to come on here and speak, you need me to show up somewhere. Okay. Eventually I'm gonna show up in Barbados, times. I'm gonna show up in Barbados. I got some things I gotta handle, but I'm gonna show up in Barbados. But that's what I do. I spend a lot of time speaking to others. Sometimes they don't want to hear, everyone wants to believe that Barbados is about a fete, or they come, I get the text messages. They understand why I haven't been to Barbados this year, and it's the text message all the time, like, when are you coming? Are you coming for crop over? No, I'm not doing any of that this year. I'm not doing any of that. I have other things to do in Barbados. So what are you planning on doing? Then I hear, okay, I will join you. So, this is what we have to do. We have to engage the inactive citizens of Barbados.
Yes. Gina, how do you activate the Bajans in the diaspora?
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. The only people I know from Barbados probably people in my family. So I don't have any Bajan friends because I left there too young. Probably like I
Yes,
have like one in Barbados. So so what I do, I try to tell my family what's going on because everyone thinks that Mia Motley is like the gift of gab and she's so
Exactly.
brilliant. And I let them know this is not true. This lady is a piece of work. So I engage my family, let them know what's going on. I even tell them
Mhm.
about your show. I share and like and send through WhatsApp a whole bunch of people in my family that's that's
Mhm.
Bajan, and I share the links of your show, and I try to do show them different clips, and just show them the facts of what's really happening, what she's really doing is filling out the country. And then they try to say, well, oh, I didn't know that she was doing this. Oh, when she came to New York, I actually went to go see her. Well, stop going to see this woman when she comes here.
Yes.
Don't support her because
so
she's a liar.
you have been sharing with others in the diaspora, and and I think that's great that we have to make sure that we present a balanced picture, because somehow they believe that everything is perfect here. Well, my final question to both of you, my
Mhm.
final one, I will talk to you all for the night, although I'm going to ask you, if you're able to come back on at 9 when we have the call-in section. But Michelle, let me ask you. I don't know if you were able to see what happened to Senator Crystal Haynes, and
Yes.
I'm not letting go of this moment because this is a very important moment for Barbados, where this young millennial senator, young woman, decided just to speak up on behalf of the people, and she was fired. As a female, you watch that. What kind of thoughts went through your mind?
As I watched it, the video, and I'm concerned why others have not spoken up on her behalf. She's speaking about Barbados. She's speaking about where everyone is living. I'm not in Barbados right now, but she's in Barbados, and she's speaking up for everyone. And we have to spend the time to hold her up. We have to prop her up because um we have very few voices, and when I say voices, voices that are loud.
Hmm.
She made a point specifically, okay, in Parliament, and that might have rattled
Yes.
certain people. That might have rattled certain people. So um I just want to say to her, I'm thankful. I'm happy for that she was, she got that opportunity. It will be something that is left in the history of Barbados, and I just want others to feel that, like, women have to stand up for women, but she's standing up for a woman that's standing up for the entire Barbados at this time.
Yes, I think that's it's really really powerful. Gina, did you see or hear the speech by Senator Dr. Crystal Haynes, because she's fired? And what are your thoughts about what she said?
I thought she was brilliant. I thought it was great of her to speak
Mhm,
up and voice her opinion and not be scared to um but I don't know what the laws are in Barbados in regards to freedom of speech, but it was great that she decided to use her freedom of speech to speak about the injustices and things that are happening. So I wish more people would be like her instead of being scared to speak up. Who cares if she gets fired? She could go do something else. So she has the skill set. So she doesn't have to be dependent on being in parliament and being deceitful to herself because she knows whoever knows whatever is going on and they're not saying anything. So I believe she's a stand-up kind of girl. And I'm
mhm.
very proud of her that she did that, being honest with herself because she knows the injustices of what's happening and she's actually letting people know. So I applaud her for speaking up. I wish more people would be like her.
Would be
Yes,
like her. Yeah, I'm actually
yes,
very inspired by her. And as the young people would say,
absolutely.
that she stood on business. She was standing on business, and we love her. We appreciate her. Thank you so much, Gina and Michelle. I hope you come back so we get to hear from you from the diaspora. So the diaspora is really saying what they feel about what's happening here in Barbados. Thank you, ladies, for joining us this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.